Sorry I'm running late. I keep forgetting. The clock in the Jeep always loses a minute or two over time. I don't know why. But, and I literally, I'm looking at the clock now. I just looked at my phone. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm running late on this thing. But, oh well. Here we are again. We're back in the parking lot. It is Monday. And, oh man, it's a weird, weird world we live in. But let's talk Doctor Who stuff first, okay? Yeah, Shooty and Millie, of course, were, at London. I think it's London Film and Comic Con over the weekend. I'm really enjoying the photos I was seeing popping up on X that I can only see on my phone because I can't log back into X on my damn desktop. Thank you, Muskrat. Oh, yeah, no, Elon Musk. I don't. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear he's a space alien. But that's just me. I don't know. He is a rather weird, looking, sounding, and all that. But hey, he's a billionaire. He can do what he wants. As I've said, I've had my problems with the X app, and then it got worse after I ran my usual crap cleaner, and when that happens, it erases all your cookies and all that stuff, and then you have to log back into certain things. And sure enough, I go to log back into X on my desktop. Now it won't let me because I don't know. There's a lot of people fleeing X. By the way, I just saw a message this morning from Matthew Waterhouse, which you old school fans will know played Adric all the way back in the Fifth Doctor era. Well, he began in the fourth and finished off in the fifth with a bang. A big, well, not a big bang, but definitely a big bang. But that's a whole other story. He had a big post where he's leaving X and he's going to, I think, the Blue Sky. And I was just shocked at all these people going, and who are you exactly? It's called the internet, folks. We have the technology. Google. Well, the thing is I'm loving how people feel out there. Not everybody, but a lot of people seem to think that e-vehicles and all that are a new technology or recent technology. Folks, they were building electric cars in the late 19th century. I think even Ford had one in 1911 that could do 25 miles an hour for like 100 miles. And so it's not like electric cars are new. They've been around literally over a century. And every 20 years or so, they throw them out there. And every 20 years or so, I know a couple of companies that had them coming out big, like back in the 90s and the early thousands, and then they dumped them because the government said, we'll give you money to research hydrogen fuel cells. And, well, like I said, I'll look in the Blue Sky, but the thing is, I don't really do a whole lot of things on social media anymore, other than this. And I still use X as a source of information, but like I said, I can only get on it on my phone. Yeah, there was Threads, now there's Blue Sky, now there's this, now there's that. And it's like, I don't want to monitor half a dozen things. It's just, I do this as a hobby. I don't do this. I already said a long time ago, if this started becoming a job, I'm out of here. I'm done. You could have so many more users if you did this. I go, yeah, I could go open a Patreon page and charge people money for what? So they can get their name on a screen. You see, Patreon to me is just a weird ass thing. It's just a lot of the people out there are doing it, and I'm like, what? Aren't you making enough money off your YouTube account? Ugh. And then there's other folks out there who are doing OnlyFans. No thanks, I couldn't inflict that onto my users, or let alone the world. That's another thing. Yeah, I did finally watch the Children in Need clip, and I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50. Like I said, I don't like to judge anything based off a tiny, tiny little bit. We've only had two tiny little bits of this particular episode that we have seen. Now, we're going to see all of it, of course, come Christmas time. I didn't... What am I thinking of? Okay, I didn't see much out other than the usual stuff, like, there's war between the land and the sea, still going on. I know, yeah, Moffat, dinosaurs, and Villengard, and he's going to keep throwing that up on us, yeah. It's like, wasn't their plant already destroyed? Or was that just one of them? Yeah, I'm not sure I'm not sure if that's Chinese or Japanese. I don't know the difference. I'm sorry, Ed. I've never read either language, so I couldn't tell you. It's mentioned back, okay, for Nick there. If you go all the way back to Eccleston, it was Empty Child Dr. Dances. He mentions the weapon plant at Villagard. He said this is where Jack's sonic weapon was created. The square gun, the squareness gun or whatever. Yeah, you're right. Sorry there, you're right. He blew it all up, turned it into a banana grove. So Villengard's been mentioned little places here and there. Yeah, but the sonic squareness gun, it can make square holes and stuff. I believe, didn't River have one like that, or somebody else had one like that? Like I said, it's been going on 20 years of this new show, so. Because I know the squareness gun got reused. Well, we're just going over various things Doctor Who right now. The morning vlog, even though it does have Doctor Who news in it, is just mainly me talking about things going on in the world. Because we don't have a whole lot going on as far as Doctor Who news is right now. Because we're, still waiting on the decision for Sonic 3. Oh, yeah, the Sonic Trowel. Oh, my goodness gracious. I had the same thought that Peter Capaldi did on that one. His doctor. So right now at this moment, there's not a whole lot of news regarding the main show. The only thing we got is a whole lot of filming stuff that's popping up on various sites over on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, before the Muskrat took over. I'm sorry, but I hear the name Elon Musk. I hear Musk. I think Muskrat. I don't know. Yeah, the Sonic Trowel. Yeah. River Sonic had that. Yeah, River Song had that. I'm like, oh my God. Almost said River Sonic. My God. There's your new spin-off series, River Sonic. Unfortunately, we can't air it in areas where there are young children. I have never seen Rings of Power. Like I said, I don't have any dog in that fight. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only person who should be writing prequels to The Lord of the Rings is dead. Okay. I don't believe anyone should be rewriting the origin stories of Tolkien's characters. Other than Tolkien, and sadly, Tolkien passed away a while ago. So that's another thing I can't stand, just like with, all this new Star Trek stuff. Of course it has to be prequels. Because, God forbid we actually, had our own... All right. Why did they have to create a whole new timeline when there were entire periods of Star Trek history that had not been explored yet? Because I remember when George Takei was trying to get an Adventures of Excelsior type series off the ground, and they Paramount flatly rejected him. I have no interest in Batman villain prequel series. Once again, Bob Kane and Bill Finger, if I remember right, created Batman. And why, and that's all Gotham City was to me. Like the Gotham, I mean, it was Batman not included, at least not to the very end. And I didn't find out about that until somebody told me and I saw the clip. Because, well, why did Gotham have to end? Because they were starting to run out of backstories for Batman villains. That's why. Well, Peter Capaldi, I think, was underrated as the Doctor. He was incredible. And there were people who just didn't want to accept an older Doctor. Just like nobody wanted a lot of people didn't want a female Doctor. And now you've got people who are harping on Shooty before his first episode even aired, before he was even on there, back in the specials. And that, to me, you can tell who's got agenda, because if they're starting to harp on something based off an actor that was cast and the actual thing hasn't come out for months, they've got problems. Because when they were harping on Jodie months before Series 11 aired, they were also harping on the Wonder Woman movie, and I can't remember what else at the same time. And yeah, I loved Capaldi. I really did. I wish he could come to somewhere in my area, because I would go crazy trying to go meet him just once. I was lucky that the only modern era Doctor I've ever met is Jodie Whittaker, and like I said, I only got to see her for 10 seconds, because there was 100 people behind me or more. The failure Doctor, yet her photo op sold out for that day. And like I said, to me, she was just adorable. She was very kind. And me, I'm like, my brain locked up. Well, I've seen that happen at cons before, where something goes awry, something goes amiss, and everything just goes crazy. And yeah, I'll always love Pertwee, because he just had a style and a flair all his own. And, like I said, he was incredible in his own time. He really was. Hang on, I gotta hopefully let some of this steam out. Otherwise, people will think I'm running in a ganja mobile here. I really don't like to open a lot of windows in the morning, but Thanksgiving weekend is Chicago TARDIS. And that will be the last weekend of this month, I think it is, something like that. And so we're not that far away from it. Yeah, I loved Pertwee, because he had the cars, he had this. Even though the sonic screwdriver was technically introduced during the Troughton era, he used the sonic a lot on screen, for the first time. And the door opener. I know there's people out there who harp on Thanksgiving. It was when we began to exploit the native peoples of America, and I'm like, that's not what it's evolved into. Hell, when you look at Christmas started out as a pagan festival. And what do we look at? How do we look at it now versus then? And I think it wasn't until the Roman Emperor Constantine that we got all the major Christian holidays, and then he put them on over pagan rituals. He put them over pagan days or celebrations. Just like everyone's going Halloween is the being of the devil, and I'm like, Halloween has nothing to do with the devil. Old Hallows Eve, I believe, started. I'm really reaching off the memory here. I believe one of the earliest things I think we have, it was Ireland. I think it was an end of the. It was kind of like a harvest time festival, last harvest of the season or something like that. And the original jack-o'-lanterns were carved in turnips. Ugh. So no, it has nothing to do with Satan or the devil or anything. Just like I think it started as an urban legend about razor blades and the candy and all that, and some dumbass actually did it. And then it's kind of sad too, because I remember trick or treating as a kid. So I don't like opening a lot of windows in the morning, because then I got to remember to close them. Trust me, OCD sucks. Because I check every one of my windows before I go into the plant, because I'm always afraid I'll leave one down or something. And it's not because of theft or anything. It's because one time I did this, and it's back when I was smoking like a chimney, so I left my driver's side window open like that back in 2007, I believe it was, and it snowed like hell that night. Got up the next morning, and I had to brush a mini drift out of my driver's seat of my car. So it's like, that's been stuck to me ever since. Also, I make sure all the interior lights are out, because one time when I had the 03 Jaguar, I think I left one of the dome lights on. Luckily, it wasn't enough to drain the battery or anything, but now I have thoroughly checked to make sure all my lights are out too. So it's a bit of an OCD thing. Well, folks, I gave you a couple extra minutes because I got in here late, but I have got to get inside. So please, take care of yourselves out there. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your Monday. And hopefully we'll be getting more news. If I do, then I'll let you know. So have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.